year, got let out on time. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit was to the full end of the shit as far as I'm getting let out on my full year, whatever. He went to jail and he did that time, bro, with silencers and all that shit, bro, that he got caught with, bro. Anybody of like us, niggas is still be in jail right now. For what he got caught for, T.I. should be still in jail.
Oh, they should have fried him
Kicking
behind
cat.
all that.
That nigga should have got more time than Big Meech.
On some real shit.
No less than 4
That's
years.
deep. That's deep.
But
You ain't
y'all
lying.
also got to look at too is about the people that you know in high places.
Man, no
That's
There you
fucking
go.
no
always.
says
Hey,
you
listen,
There
you.
you go.
hold on. Now
Man,
let
shut
me
Talking
let
about
your
me
the
get
weird
this.
judge.
ass up.
Talking
Listen,
about the
hold on,
judge.
hold on,
You know
hold
you
on,
know
hold
nothing.
on. Hey, so y'all basically trying to say that these judges
This
and chief
ain't no
judges and stuff don't
That's
do
motherfucking
that.
movie, nigga.
federal, nigga.
This
This is
ain't no
federal.
Oh,
movie,
okay,
nigga.
okay.
Don't matter what you.
You don't get to
This
pick
ain't
Shit,
no
your.
nigga.
movie.
You
Let me
don't get
tell
to
you
pick your
something, bro.
judge.
Let me tell you something. This little money these rap niggas got, they ain't got the money these other niggas got worth billions of dollars in them feds, bro. If this was all about money, a lot of them niggas wouldn't be in there, homie.
Thug could be out right now.
Facts, nigga.
You can't pick your judge, bro.
Hey, Wack, El Chapo be out right now,
Like a
nigga.
motherfucker. This nigga's behind 85% of the world, nigga. Like, come on, bro. Who you know, man? T.I. ain't nobody but a motherfucking rapper. Fuck out of here, bro. That's all he is, bro. You niggas take that shit like it's bigger than life. It ain't nothing but music. Nigga, the financial system, the judicial system, don't none of that give a fuck about, and they don't give a fuck about none of that.
Shit, especially the federal
They
government.
work off a system.
They don't care. The banking system, the court system does not care about your contracts, how many platinums or gold you got. They don't care. They don't give a fuck.
None of that.
They
Man,
don't
they
give
can
a fuck
seize
about
all
none
your
of that.
shit anyway.
They don't care about none of that shit, bro. Straight up. Look about who you know. Who you know? Fuck you mean, nigga? You right about who you know. Who you
Who you
know to
gonna
tell
tell
on?
on?
Damn, that nigga was in trouble after trouble after trouble. I was
For
looking at his
real.
These
timeline.
Who you
niggas
know to
don't know,
tell on?
guys.
I was looking at his
Bro, we
timeline
know
and
we
that
got
nigga,
that nigga whole rap sheet, right?
yeah.
We got his whole rap sheet leading up to that one.
Yep.
He would have got a midterm at less.
You could have got 15, 17 with the good.
All day, that's exactly. I mean, but you gotta look at who you know. Who we know.
Say, Wack, you know
It
a
says
nigga, you could
he was attempting to purchase the illegal firearm.
The
He didn't
nigga was
purchase
in
start
the
the
them
car
bitches.
with
firearm.
the feds.
Right.
You did a
Gave
transaction with
up
an
the
informant,
money,
you
all
dead.
that. I already gave him the money.
Yep. I see the timeline right here, and authorities said he gave his bodyguard 12K to buy and deliver these 3 machine guns and 2 silencers to him.
We
He
about
was
to
not
post
allowed
the
to
work
own
up
them
top.
because he was a convicted
That
felon.
that's 10 years from there because you can't have
Look,
no
guys,
silencing in America.
it was a
That's
buy
10 years.
bust
That's
because
Kentucky.
That was in
whoever dude
2007.
resourced to get the weapons from was the feds. So they bought it was a setup from the whole jump. It was a sting. You purchased these weapons in the sting. You fucked. Ain't no coming out of this.
They ain't
But
put together a whole sting to give your ass a year either. Like,
even the
Thank
conspiracy
you. They
part would have
raised
been
more
more
money.
than a year.
Served 366 days, and then in 2009, sentenced to a year and a day in prison to plea deal in relation to the weapons charge. And in 2000, a year later, he was arrested in LA for the drug charges after authorities said he was found with 4 ecstasy pills. And in October, after September, October, he was in that same year, he was sentenced to October 2010 to 11 months in prison again for a probation violation on that 4 ecstasy pills, and he had to do
But
a
he didn't go
thousand
to
hours
jail though.
community
I don't
service.
think he
Hey,
went to jail. He
Wack.
didn't go to jail.
Hey, Wack. That was the meltdown. He got caught with more than 4 ecstasy pills, bro.
Yeah,
That's why he
500.
had.
That's why
Yep.
Tiny probably
Thank
took
you.
the rest of
Thank
that.
you. Thank
Tiny
you.
took Tiny took the charge on that bag, but he had 4 in his pocket on him.
Okay,
So he
where
violated.
her
That's
charge
why
at?
he got a year.
So
That's
Do
why
it
he
to
got
it.
a year. Because when you
both of them
violate your
felt
probation, you get like a
Okay,
year.
then where her charge at? She interviewing to getting booked.
That's right. You right about that.
Fuck you mean? You know how many females in the fucking penitentiary right now?
You right
Watch
about
this see
that.
calendar this morning with them fine motherfuckers.
He go to prison every time he violate his probation on this timeline.
Oh man.
Mm,
Hey, hey, we gonna get into this time. I want to play
for
this
sure. Let me
song
mute
for y'all
up.
real quick. That shit was crazy what this nigga said. Let
You ready, Bang?
y'all. Yep.
Oh, T.I. was questioned by Boosie during a Vlad TV interview due to him telling a story on his podcast expeditiously about telling on his deceased cousin to get off for a gun case. But since then, T.I. has responded to Boosie via an IG caption, but he also sat down with the rich trapper to give an interview. Now, via that interview, he said that he was embellishing the story and basically just joking about a created scenario.
For one, the conversation came from a conversation I was having on my platform. And having a platform, you know, my job, because I am not bound or restricted to nobody's opinion of me. My life will change. What's affected me, my life will remain the same. So I have the luxury or the ability to say things that other people might not. I can offer some alternative perspective to the way things are being viewed by the majority.
Right. Open up conversation.
Open up the floor for conversation about taboo topics. Free thinking. Right? So I have that luxury, and that's what I was doing. Because it came from a conversation that my partner and I were having, and that conversation was, hey bro, if me and you catch a case together, and I die, it's mine. It's mine. He's like, no, I can't do it. Yes, you can. It's mine. I don't want you. I don't understand it.
Yeah, man, can't go to jail.
I just don't understand it.
Right.
I mean, and he said, nah, I can't do it. You know what I mean? He said, man, I can't really say nothing about anybody who do, but I can't do it. So off of that conversation, I created a set of circumstances. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I thought that the embellishment was clear when I said I talked to my cousin and he told me.
They didn't get the satire in the conversation. They didn't get the change of inflection in voice. They didn't get the fact that you was basically being sarcastic.
Humor, sarcasm,
satire might be too much of a shit for him. Let's call it sarcasm.
Yeah,
he was fucking around.
I'm taking it from a very real place and adding some embellishment to it to fit the needed discussion.
Right.
Anybody who would call me and ask what really happened, hey man, what happened? What's up with this? Well, the case was resolved due to a motion to suppress all of the evidence because of an illegal search and seizure. The case was dismissed.
You gotta say it slow for him, bro. You gotta say it slow.
The case was resolved because of a motion to suppress all evidence due to an illegal search and seizure. No need to point no finger, say nothing about nobody or
legal
anybody about nothing.
That situation shouldn't have happened.
Exactly. That was the argument that my counsel took to the judge. The judge banged his gavel after hearing why they pulled us over.
So as you heard, Tip said that his case was resolved. Therefore, he never.
Alright, so it sounds like T.I. was creating content, yo.
Whoa.
That's all he was doing, creating
Let
content.
me tell you what the nigga be trying to do, bro.
That's stupid.
Dude be mixing cases with cases, bro. And he think niggas is stupid.
Right.
He'd take one case where he might have had a legal search and seizure, and then he'd turn around and say, well, this is the case I was talking about. No, what we need to see is the case you gave a statement against the dead cousin on. Because the shit we read, we had some shit to where, what was that Reek? We had some shit to where he gave statements on the motherfucking nigga wasn't dead. Right? So we need to show us the case where you gave the statements on the deceased cousin. Don't come telling us, oh no, I was just being funny. Nah, nigga. You just saw the motherfucking backlash that you caught from saying you told on your dead cousin. Nigga, now you saying, no, here go a case, nigga. Fuck that. I got a legal search and seizure case too. That's a total different case from the other case.
So the
Show us
nigga
the
brought.
case involving you give the statement on your dead cousin. That's the one we want to see.
This was weird about it. I'm like, he said he made up a satire story to fit his homie narrative because his homie said he couldn't do it. So
Hey,
how did it
bang.
become a
The
real case?
embellishment. The embellishment.
Like,
He said,
yeah,
I'm gonna embellish the shit. Like, what you mean embellish? The fuck
how a
you
fake
mean, nigga?
case and a fake story became a real case.
Come
It
on,
turned
bro.
into a real case.
So he didn't take all his paperwork to the paperwork party.
Yeah, he only took that one. Yeah, we need
He
to see
only took the
that
good
United
shit.
States versus Clifford Harris. That's what I want to see. We
Man,
need to have a
nigga.
paperwork part of.
Shit, ain't no telling how long this nigga been telling, nigga. This shit is real.
Yeah, oh, what the fuck T.I. got going on? It look like he keep on doing weird shit. The more you get him, stay online. Gotta stay offline.
All I know, any silencer plus is a 5 year mandum, bro. It's a mandum 5 year for each silencer. So if you
Right.
got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's gonna add up. So how did you get out for doing 1 year for a silencer? I got a homie doing 12 years for a silencer right now.
Yes, that nigga was supposed to do at least 20 years, boy. 17 was the
Right.
good.
This shit been
Damn,
hanging over his
12.
head.
That's 10 times.
This shit been hanging over his head. This shit crazy.
It seemed like somebody trying to expose that nigga back then or whatever. He came out with that shit himself.
He said he screwed up big time. I'm sorry. I'm truly and sincerely sorry. I don't want and I don't need to use drugs anymore. I want them out of my life. That's what he told the judge, not to take him back to prison, saying he needed to get help for drug addiction on them X pills when he got caught.
He
Yeah,
didn't
he
His
go to
lawyer had
rehab
got
argued.
though.
him from drug court.
He didn't do no rehab time though. Like I got homies that get caught with that shit. Do a little rehab for a minute. He didn't even do that.
You mean like where we all understood that he went to rehab, or that, like, what do you mean?
When he
Like,
been to
Yes, he
rehab?
did.
When
He
he
was in
been
the
to
halfway
rehab?
house. He
no,
was
but
in the
what I'm
halfway
saying
house.
is what you just
A
said.
halfway house ain't
Wait, hold on,
rehab.
hold on,
Halfway
just a
house
second,
not
guys.
rehab.
I know this from personal experience. He was in a halfway house slash rehab when he first got out of prison for about a good year. He was in there at the same time Apollo was in there. I know that for a fact.
They give drug classes. It's not a rehab. You could get
I
that in the
listen to
Yeah,
package.
me. The one that he went
You
to
don't
in
listen. I'm
Atlanta,
just telling you.
my
I don't
baby
want to argue.
father
All
went
right.
to the same
Let
That's
her
one,
cool.
and
finish.
Cool.
Damn,
it's
you
a
can talk after.
rehab.
Yeah, but what Todd is talking about, it's like a drug program. When you catch a case
It's a
like that,
class.
they
It's a
send you
not
to a
time
drug
off,
program.
man. It's
You
not
don't
no
go to
fucking
no rehab.
rehab.
Yeah, crackheads go to rehab. When you catch a case and you tell them that you're doing shit like that, you go to a drug program. It depends on what it is. Sometimes it'd be a 12-week fucking drug program and shit like that. And when you
Yeah,
complete it,
jail
you,
ain't lying, nigga. On
yeah,
It
you get
Okay,
says
everything,
his
nigga.
well
lawyer.
let me explain.
Go ahead.
Niggas use that to not time off, man.
One mic.
There's a center here in it. There's a center there in Atlanta that when the niggas get out of prison, if they want to go through that drug program and take the rehab at the same time, because they have a quote unquote drug problem, that's their way of getting out of jail and going in that
Mm.
house and staying in there for that year to get off a whole bunch of shit that y'all saying that they're getting off of. A lot of them be snitches in that rehab.
His lawyer had.
Do
I'm
you
reading
know? Do
some
you know?
article that
Hey,
has some
yo, Todd, don't
snippets
argue
of the
with that
paper.
lady. That lady crazy. Ain't no
Yeah,
motherfucking
yeah. I'm
body.
Yo.
done with it.
Ain't no motherfucking 20
Okay,
Yeah.
years.
I'm gonna get the
Ain't
name of it.
nobody
I'm gonna
getting off
get the
no
name
20
of it,
years
then
He
y'all
for
gonna
said,
be
"Hold
fucking.
on,
quiet.
hold on, Lovely." He said
Ain't
his lawyer.
nobody avoiding no 20 years going to a halfway house.
Right. That's too
No, they
much
can't.
No,
time. He
I
should have.
didn't say
Fuck
that.
out of
I didn't
here,
say
man.
that. They asked did he go to any type of program or anything when he got out, and I said yeah, he did. He went
Yeah,
in that
but y'all
same house
mixing
that a
up. Got
lot of
out at
them
what
go in.
time?
It's basically a
At
snitch
which
house.
time?
That
Which
was like the
time you
first
talking
time. That was
about?
like back in 2000, 2001, 2000, somewhere up in there when
Yeah,
he
that
got
ain't
that
had nothing to
first
do with
job.
the fucking guns and silencers.
Right.
but
Right.
She
But
Lovely.
must
I
be
was
thinking
when I
about
brought
like a mental
we
Lovely.
program.
only speaking on that because of what I had said in regards to this little
Yeah,
thing
but
I
he got
found where it was
caught with
like
the ecstasy after the
about them
guns and
ecstasy
silencers.
pills. We was talking about the ecstasy
The
Yeah.
pills.
nigga got
Also,
caught with the
That's
E
an
after the
automatic
guns
Oh
and
no, that
violation.
was
silencers.
years after.
also a
Yeah, he
halfway
got caught
house.
with that after the guns and
Yeah, he
silencers.
got
Way
caught
after.
after.
That's a
Also a halfway
violation.
house is
She talking about some '01, '02
Yeah,
shit.
I'm talking about old stuff.
yeah, and a halfway house is something that you parole to when you come home from jail, from the pen.
Yeah,
This
Volunteer
was
So
life
you
2000.
services.
The one I'm
yeah.
looking at is from 2010.
yeah, she ain't talking about that. This nigga already got off from doing 15 to 20 years off of getting buying motherfucking automatic weapons and silencers and bullets from the motherfucking feds directly. Does it 12 months in a day, which we all know is a downward departure, right? And then comes home and then get caught with all the ecstasy and still don't. Man, listen, man, y'all motherfuckers,
Violation.
But
fuck out of
hold
here,
on,
man.
love,
That's
hold on,
3 and
love. You
30
said he went
years.
to a halfway house, so that you saying that he got out of he was in the feds like in 01, 02. You saying, love? That what you saying?
Back in a long time ago when he first came over on the side of Bankhead,
Bro,
when he
hold
first
on,
started
bro. Hold on.
coming
Let
over
me
there,
get you
that's a
this whole
long
rap
time
sheet,
ago.
bro.
But I
No,
believe
because
hey
look,
fam.
no, I'm about to ask you something. So that was fed, that was the feds, right? Love.
Pretty sure it was the feds because that all the niggas that came in
Uh,
that go in and out of that house are all from the
You,
feds.
all right. Well,
you
if
They
you
all
don't get
came
right,
out
then
of the
that
halfway
hold
house
feds.
on,
shit.
Ty. Hold on. If you right, then that make the gun case even more fucked up because you supposed to be on some enhancement shit. That's your
And I
fuck.
think that's
He
when
got
all them
fired.
There you
started saying
go.
that he was a snitch way
That's
back then. That's
how
why
you
they
gonna
said stay
find it.
away from him.
Even if you don't
He
got
was
fired,
arrested in '01 on the gun possession, y'all. And
even
in
if
The
you
feds
'02,
picked
Thank
that
you.
shit up.
in '01 he was arrested on gun possession. In '02, an instant where he was carrying a 10 millimeter pistol, and in 2004 bust during
Got
which
the rap
authorities
sheet
found a
right there.
silencer enhanced weapon with loaded with ammo. So that was from 2001 to 2002 when
You
he
got
got
the
caught
rap
with
sheet
those
rule in
guns.
front of you. You got the whole rap sheet in front of you.
Yeah, it's like a timeline I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's the
So real
time.
quick,
Yeah.
y'all. Real quick. It says in '98 he was arrested and convicted in Georgia for distribution of cocaine, manufacturing and distributing a controlled substance and giving authorities a false name. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison and was released after serving 1 year. And whatever. And then 2001 he was arrested for gun possession. In 2002, instance where he was carrying a 10 millimeter pistol, and in 2004 bust during which authorities found a silencer enhanced weapon loaded with ammunition. And then I'm sorry, not loaded, it says weapons and loads of ammunition. In 2002, in 2004 he was busted on parole violation just as his career was taking off because of his hit Rubber Band Man. October 2007, T.I. was arrested for attempting to illegally purchase firearms just hours before he was scheduled to do the BET performance. He was arrested in Midtown Atlanta where his award show was filmed. He was nominated for the Grammys, whatever. He served 366 days in prison. Authorities said he gave his bodyguard 12K to buy and deliver 3 machine guns and 2 silencers to him, according to CNN. He was not allowed to own them because he was a convicted felon at that time. March 2009, T.I. sentenced to a year and a day in prison and pled in a plea deal in relations to the weapons charge in 2000. September, and that was March 2009. September 2010, the following year, he was arrested in LA on drug charges after authorities said he was found with 4 ecstasy pills. October 10 October of 2010, he was sentenced in October 2010 to 11 months in prison for parole violation. In September, the one I just read previously, when he was released from the sentence, he was required to perform 1,000 hours of community service, and I think he was still on probation. So that's it. That's his timeline. That was the whole timeline.
So where the ecstasy
But
pills?
this nigga ain't never did over a bullet.
Hey, just whack. Come on,
The
whack.
ecstasy
Come
pills
on,
came in
whack.
2010. That was the last
Nah,
one.
nah, 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 nah.
Yeah,
He done
I
ecstasy
read the
caught.
pills
timeline.
He done got caught with silencers, all that shit. All he did was a year.
Yeah, that's
We
crazy.
we we we've been
Yeah,
knowing
that's
about
too many
Ti for a
priors,
long
bro.
time, so we know
What?
how long he's been and
Say,
shit
Gary,
when he
I'm gonna
But
say
passed?
here's
this
the
and I'm
thing,
gonna be
though. Here's
quiet.
the thing,
Nigga,
though.
Look,
what?
Gary, hold on,
He
Rue.
was
Watch this
with
here.
a
Yeah, but
This some
that
whack
shit.
shit.
listen. He's with a regular. He got signed around that
That
fucking
don't
time when
mean y'all
I'm not
funny.
trying
Ain't
to
no
argue with
excuse.
y'all though. For real though, I'm not trying to argue. I'm just trying to tell you what this
Telling
little
y'all he
thing
been
is
a
showing me.
tattletale. He been a
Well, this is what I'm
tattletale. That's
trying to
why
say,
they
Rue.
put him
Let
on
me see this. I'm
Bankhead.
gonna be quick. While my mic
When
working.
in
What
Let
this
me
is?
tell you
2004
something.
he had just got signed. So what I'm trying to say
What that
is maybe
mean?
he had that machine behind
No,
him
wait,
That
wait,
when he
wait,
went
means
wait,
out
wait.
of
nothing.
Y'all need
jail.
to stop doing. Wait. Stop talking about shit you don't know. A machine got to do
Okay,
with
I'm
music.
okay.
Thank you.
Machine got. That's the case. Shine when they went to jail. A machine has to do with music. The judicial system don't give no fucks about UMG.
Yeah, Wack, his
Only thing
tongue
you
is a
could do
machine.
is hire a
His
high
tongue is a
power
machine.
attorney and try to get like when we say the machine, that's the marketing of music.
No,
Yeah,
when
shut them now.
in my when I
Wait,
said
let me ask you
machine
do one
behind
thing.
him, I meant
Explain
like
mandatory
lawyers.
minimum to them because they
I meant
not big.
like the lawyers
Well, you know
Exactly.
what
The
because
though?
he
Hey,
was.
bro,
mandatory
bro,
minimum.
every
Drugs, bro.
case got a mandatory minimum. They
That's
say
right.
they say you could do from like for instance, what's this nigga your man, what's this nigga from New York, the Gorilla Stone nigga, what's the nigga name? Two times, where the fuck that
Casanova.
nigga?
You talking about?
Casanova.
Casanova had a from 10 to 60, meaning the judge could give him a minimum of 10 years and a
Not
maximum of 60. So
unless they have
a
minimum on it.
judge, they know less a motherfucking thing. Nigga, they said the mandatory minimum is 10 years. The max is 60. They said it. When he came down for sentences, would they get a nigga 20 or something like that? He ended up with like 20 years. It's up to the judge discretion. But he couldn't give him 8, 7, 6, 5, or 9. And he couldn't
Exactly.
give him 61, 65, or 70. Mandatory minimum is the bottom. The max is the top. The judge could give you the bottom, the top, or anything in between. This nigga had a 20 to 30 year mandatory minimum situation and did 12 months in a fucking day.
Right, that's
Nah.
crazy.
And that's just off one of the fucking offenses. The
He's
drug
called a
charges are
federal
very close.
cooperator.
Right, ain't no
Rule
excuses but a snitch.
35.
Can just a question, cause just a question. Can he be on probation, like a really strict probation, and be out of
If he
jail?
cooperate like the
Nah.
niggas in the Young Thug case.
It's a
He
No, I'm
ain't
just
on
conspiracy.
asking. That's
shit.
why I was just
Wait,
asking.
Yeah,
hold on, it's a
you see them niggas in
conspiracy.
Young Thug
Nah.
case, they got 15 years probation because they
Hey, tell him
cooperated.
he giving
That
us
shit
Okay,
is
gifts.
okay, I
He
get
wild.
where you're
giving us
That's
going
he
now,
giving us
Wack.
crazy.
gifts,
I see
bro.
what you mean now, Wack. I get what you mean now.
It's a
They
conspiracy.
cooperated 15 years
That's how
probation.
you get that probation like that.
Yeah, when it comes to certain felonies, if you don't cooperate, there's no
Come
probation.
on,
Probation.
man.
Got you. Okay.
And
Okay.
even on probation. So even for the
He was
silencing,
on probation. That's why he kept getting violated
He
and
was
going
on
back to
like
prison.
parole or
no,
He
some
wasn't.
shit.
That nigga was on
I'm talking.
parole. He's
No,
on
no,
federal
no.
parole.
Oh,
Yep.
parole, not probation. He was on parole. Sheesh.
He should have been facing like 100 years, yo.
That's what I'm saying.
Even though some things got dismissed.
Not 100. At least a dub. At least a dub.
Charges minimum 3 to 30 years in the state. It's a conspiracy against the government. That's what I've been trying to say.
One charge.
The ecstasy pills, nigga, that shit's different. And the silencers? Come on.
He ain't had the drugs
Man,
with the guns.
hey, let
But if
me
he had
He
the
had
and
silence,
drugs
Wack
with
or
guns.
drug
He
anybody
definitely
on
would
problem,
have
this
been.
stage that call with a silencer, you're gonna get that time, bro. Period, nigga.
if he hit the
You get that
silence, he
time,
got no
period, nigga.
number.
Ain't no talking about that shit unless you tell it, nigga. That's
That
it.
nigga didn't even get no joint suspension or nothing.
Nigga, you talking about city shit. This is federal. Ain't none of that. When they come get you, they got you. Yeah? So either you gonna get down or you gonna lay down. You can stop talking about it. He ready.
He laid down.
Right.
He ain't the only one.
Hey, you that A-Rod. T.I.
Yeah,
is
I got you. I
crazy.
got you. I'm playing it now.
Yeah, this nigga T.I. crazy. This dude, what the fuck this nigga Dre was talking about? This nigga had a whole party.
You said this nigga T.I. crazy.
Look at his face, bang. Don't that look like a nigga telling on you?
Oh yeah. The paternity of the situation, it seems.
He talk like he gonna tell. Under the peculiar circumstances.
Did you say he talked like he goes
Fucking
under
right.
peculiar circumstances?
No, I'm saying time is
Funny
time. So
bang.
I'm saying
I got some paperwork to show
if
me.
there
I
if
got
there's a
some
Mute up,
minimum,
paperwork to
guys.
if
Mute
show
up,
there's
me.
a
guys.
minimum,
And when y'all leave up out that motherfucker, please let a motherfucker know that the paperwork was present. And if they wasn't here, they shouldn't be saying a motherfucking thing about the cane. You hear me? I've been waiting on one special invited guest to show up, and he ain't showed up yet. But it was somebody who had something to say about me and had to question my, disposition in some of my cases. But he ain't here to see my paperwork. And I just don't like for a nigga to goddamn get fly, then get shot. You hear me? My nigga, I'm right here in the center. You hear me? So come on if you got something to say about me. If you think it is when it ain't but one way to clear it up. Nigga, pull on up. Let me show you what you're looking for. I want to see who want to see it. You hear me? And if it ain't, and then after you see what you need to see, it's on you now to go straighten that shit up. Cause nigga, you done got too far in the job. You done got too much dip on your chip.
Bro, this nigga crazy, man.
You
Too
did
much
This
dip
that.
on the
nigga
chip.
crazy.
Dip on the
Yeah.
chip.
Say
This nigga
too
threw a
far in the
real
jar.
this nigga threw a real party for that shit. That's wild.
That was a regular ass concert with a bunch of fans.
He said,
He
"I
was
hate a
trying.
nigga get
He
Exactly.
was
fly
trying
and
to
then get
fake. He
shot."
was trying to clear his name for the lames. And then nigga with sense know better. You know, nigga fool niggas who don't know better.
I mean, but shit, low key, he need to clear his goddamn name. We like Wack said, like niggas need to see that transcript on, this so-called dead cousin you done told on, because that's what's out there right now, and that shit is not it.
Well,
See,
according to him, it don't exist.
here go the thing, Rue. He could rap and give him some information, right? And you might not never know that. You just know he did it on the course of actions of what happened with his case, right? Because unless he's testifying on the nigga he told on, yeah, they could just use him as a credible source. They call him,
I
so
get
they
you.
could take what he said, look into it, pop a nigga, and be like, "Oh, you did good. You said we was gonna find 5 keys. We found 11. All right, we're gonna put that on the book." Now, the nigga just might get in his paperwork as a creditable source. Unless the nigga take it to trial, he'll never know that T.I. told on him.
I got you. Sheesh.
See, I don't
It's
really
crazy.
believe when these niggas be saying, "Oh, I snitched on him and then it was fake," and like the government and all of the feds and they're watching that. So if you gave a false testimony, I feel like that's another charge. That's why Boosie said he was lying. How you know he was even telling the truth? He just got down on niggas and made that bullshit up.
I just don't see why that man even playing games like this if you
I
already got
agree
that
with
shaky
that. I
fact.
agree with that statement. Why you even playing like
This shit is
that? Ugh.
weird. Like, nigga already accusing you of doing some shit you supposed to come
So
out
was
and
he
just do.
trying to like insinuate Boosie got his name and other people's paperwork or something like that?
Yeah, he talking about, cause he made the when he made on his show, he talking about somebody niggas inquiring about my paperwork and naming other people's paperwork. Now, I'm gonna play that content because I played the content in the
Mm.
last room when Mel said, if people don't know a little backstory on that, but I don't believe this shit. Like, but I did play the content when Boulevard Mel called Boosie already. But he basically did the same politicking like Boosie did with T.I. because of the simple fact you was fucking with Hatch the whole time, my nigga. But now that you mad at him, now you want to call him a wreck. But ain't nobody ever said nothing about that since like 2006 about Boosie. Let me find that content for y'all too. But shit, I guess he trying to insinuate that. That's the only thing I can think of why he insinuating Boosie naming some people.
But in that video with him and Parlay, it sound like he's saying somebody that Boosie around,
Nah,
like Joe.
they trying to see the nigga who took the charge with the murder. They was trying to see Boosie kind of like talked on that shit, forced dude to come up and have to take his lick. But it never was no proof that that's what happened. That man took the lick. I mean, he did it. The fuck, it was like his arm got twisted.
Hey, but Alan, you seen one? I know what you're talking about with that, but you seen that post that he made?
Yeah, I seen that
On
too.
his story?
Yeah, I seen that.
That's what it looked like when he was talking about Hatch on that
Yeah,
post.
yeah, nah, he did.